Woman had her first gynecological examination. She was told by the doctor that she was 1 month pregnant, but since her husband died 2 years ago, she hadn't had any contact with anyone of the opposite sex. How could she be pregnant all of a sudden? Confused, she immediately told her best friend. Her best friend's first reaction was that she had been raped. She lost the memory of the incident because of the trauma. At first Lisa thought it was ridiculous. Then she suddenly remembered that a month ago, she went to the countryside alone to mourn her husband and collapsed. When she woke up again, she was in the hospital for no apparent reason, so it was possible that she had been bullied. But then Lisa didn't call the police. She wanted to find out who her child's real father was on her own. With the help of a psychiatrist using hypnosis, she soon remembered that a month ago, after missing her husband at the lake, she was walking home alone when a passing driver got out of his car and approached her and jumped her to the ground. Lisa woke up instantly. She suspected that the driver had bullied her, but no matter how much she remembered, she couldn't remember what the man looked like. In order to find this man, she went to the property to retrieve the surveillance of her return home that day. She found that she returned in a strange man's car, and she was the driver who jumped on her. Excited, Lisa immediately took the photo to the police, but then strangely enough, her best friend, unlike usual, kept stopping her from calling the police. She said she would be ridiculed if she was raped. She also stressed that the evidence Lisa had collected was insufficient, but Lisa thought about it for a moment and then couldn't stand it. Why should the victim be ridiculed? In the end, she chose to call the police. The police soon summoned the driver to the police station, but during the interrogation, George learned of the charges he was facing and cried foul. He said he had never touched Lisa. He just happened to be driving by that day. He saw her alone and in danger on the street. Fearing that something might happen to her, he sent her home. That's all. But Lisa didn't believe the man's story. The police sent George to custody on the spot, and in order to send him to jail for good, Lisa even risked doing an amniocentesis to determine the blood relationship between the baby and him, thinking that this would put the scumbag on trial. But on the way home, she suddenly remembered the truth of that day. It seems she accidentally fell down on the road. George got out of his car and touched himself, but he was really just trying to help her up. He didn't do anything illegal. And the next day, Lisa got the test report. She was told by the doctor that George was not the father of the child. That's when she realized she was wrong about George. She hurriedly begged the sheriff to drop the complaint.